You were watching the Spotlight After Show. We're here on Periscope. We just finished watching Fate Night. I have my two guests here. Hunter Giles, which is a senior. He is majoring in biology. And Sarah Donahue, who is our GA for CAB. Guys, there was 3 kicked off tonight. I wasn't able to attend last time's show because of some family issues. So I didn't really know how to judge with who got kicked off, but are you all surprised on who got kicked off? Sarah?
I was surprised by Trey, mostly because, I watched him last season too, and I felt like Trey's voice is pretty consistent, and so I was really kind of surprised by that, and then it kind of just hurt not to see him get voted off and then not get saved because his performance tonight was unreal. Like, it was so good.
Yeah, we were up there. I thought the judges were gonna save him.
Yeah.
Some of the people. Let's talk about Nick first. Nick's had a rough day.
Yeah.
He was in the hospital.
Yep.
Then got kicked off. That's sad to hear that for him. Hunter, who is your best performance of the night?
Best performance of the night, I would probably say. I really like Kristen's, but I'd probably say Nikki was probably my favorite tonight. I haven't been to all the spotlights, but I did really enjoy her. So.
Sarah?
Oh man, mine is between Nikki and Trey. Nikki was phenomenal, and I agree with Jordan's comment saying that she was very captivating. Like, I did not take my eyes off of her the entire time. She did so good. And Trey was he did so well, and he did well, keeping, staying on beat with the kick drum, as well as playing and singing. Like, that was really impressive to me, so.
I thought Nikki did fabulous. Victor did a perfect job by not saying anything because he was speechless. I was speechless too. I didn't even know what to write down for her after it was over.
It was just a really just captivating thing. Like, she came out and she just, as soon as she started singing, everyone kind of hushed up, just started listening, and it was just really great.
She commanded presence as soon as she came out without even doing. She makes it look so effortless,
Yep.
and it was so good.
One that I thought did really well was Elizabeth. I've seen her a couple times, and I thought, she has her ups and she has her downs, but tonight I thought she did really well.
She, I from the get-go have loved her voice, the bluesy kind of jazzy sound to it. So when she got Adele, I was so excited, and she did phenomenal with it.
Yeah, she came out, well, I'll say this about Elizabeth too, that she came out, and like I said, I've only been to 2 of them, and I didn't really know what to expect, but I saw Adele, and I was like, man, Adele, that's kind of hard for some people, because she has a very distinct way in how she sings, and she came out, and I thought she absolutely nailed it whenever she came out.
Yeah. She's doing the trying for the Olympics, but the video I thought she did very well in, and the judges seemed to like the way she sounded, and they were actually there. Sarah, you actually went to see her perform, and how was it being there?
She did really well. I know there were some people that were really nervous about it, and because I think so many people did want her to get that Lauryn Hill song, but I was just confident. I was like, it's Maya. Maya can do no wrong. And she was so good. I wasn't surprised necessarily, but I was still impressed at the same time. She did really well.
Yeah, it was really well for being recorded and then played back to us.
Yeah, when Lisa told us that they were going to record that, I was worried because I've hearing someone in person and actually hearing their recordings, it's not always great.
Yeah, there's just no replacement. For
so I was worried, but I thought it was great.
Yeah.
And even she did great with having very little of an audience with her stage presence. It looked like she got all around that stage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? That's terrible. Worst performance of the night. Worst couple of performances of the night. Let's not just pick on one person.
I literally hate this part.
Hunter?
I hate to say it, but I wasn't really that impressed with Seth. Again, I haven't been to all these, but I just wasn't really that impressed. I know Ed Sheeran's really hard, but I'm a huge, huge Ed Sheeran fan, and it just didn't do it for me.
Well, it makes it harder if you really like somebody to
That
hear
is
someone
true.
try to
That is
sing.
true.
But yeah, Sarah.
I'm probably gonna have to go with Seth too. He did. I'll agree. I can't remember what judge it was that said it. But he did better than I expected. I was really nervous. And I also agree though that he probably could have done better had he been more confident in himself. Maybe I don't have a musical like mind or whatever. But even like when he tried to hit the higher notes, it made me very nervous. They really bragged on that and thought that sounded really well, but I was like, maybe I just don't know what I'm, like, maybe my ears are broken, I don't know. But it made me a little nervous, but all in all, he did do better than I had expected.
Well, when Seth started, I was like, okay, I've not heard this side of Seth. I thought it was going to be really good, and then he went to that high stuff, and I was like, oh,
Which
no.
is hard.
Yeah,
It's hard,
I
yeah.
mean, I'm not up there doing it. There's
Yeah.
no way I'm going to either. But I was like, I wish he would have maybe stayed with the lower stuff.
And
not,
I think during soundcheck he even did it lower. I don't really remember him doing it high in soundcheck because he did really well during soundcheck. And then I guess he just kind of, I don't know, decided to go for it when he was on stage. But I think, like I said, if he had a little bit more confidence, it probably would have helped out a lot.
Another one, Slade's performance. I really enjoy that song, and there was parts of it I thought he was talking and it wasn't really going over well, but then there was parts of it that he was starting to sing, and I think somebody even said that he might be a little stuffy in the nose and stuff and wasn't feeling all great, but I thought that was kind of bumpy, and I don't know how that'll go for the next time. Hunter?
I mean, I liked it. I mean, he's got a fan club.
He does.
And I mean, he might have one more fan now. Because I know he came out and the crowd was just like rioting. So I enjoyed it, but that's me. So.
Sarah?
I can see what you're saying. Like, I think a few parts were a little nasally, but it wasn't so much that I was like, that's ruined the entire performance. I think Slade did very well. And he had even, I keep up with the contestants and kind of ask them, you know, what instruments they're using and kind of keeping track of all that. And then last minute today, he was like, oh, and I think I'm going to use a track instead of what I had planned. And it was stressing me out. It wasn't me singing, and it was stressing me out. And I was like, bro, it is the day of the performance. But for him to, like, the day of be like, oh, I think I'm going to change and, like, use the track, I was really impressed by that a lot.
I forgot to do this. I'm not used to this part of it, but I guess we can take Nick out.
This is like Survivor when they burn out the torches. This is
Nick
so
out.
sad.
Trey out. And then Seth out.
Oh.
Okay, so we see the top 6. Sarah, who's your top 3 as of right now?
If I had to pick now, I would probably say Nikki.
I was gonna say you don't have to put them in any order. You just
Yeah, no, not in particular order. Just like the 3 that I think would go: Nikki, Kristen, and Maya. I think those will be the top 3, or that's like based on tonight's performances.
Hunter?
I would probably have to go with Nikki, Maya, and Elizabeth.
I'm fine with his pick too. It goes either way.
See, I was sitting there thinking about it, and even before the show started, I couldn't narrow it really down to the top 3, but I could do 4, and it was the ones you all said.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know who I would necessarily take out, but
It's rough that they were all really good tonight.
Yeah.
and those 4 were really good performances, and I don't. Hey, that's what the judges and the voters are for. I'm not gonna argue with them. there's kind of a really good singer, and I think Nikki, after tonight's performance, kind of put herself ahead of everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
But if you take her out of the picture, who's the dark horse coming up through, not knowing? It might be rough to get there, but she might win.
So, I mean, like, I don't really know who the dark horse would be because, again, I haven't been here. I have to keep saying that again. I haven't been here, but I just wouldn't be able to guess because everyone was pretty much new to me. Like, I came to opening night, but that was a while ago. So,
Sick.
I'm probably gonna say Elizabeth. Elizabeth has pretty much been my dark horse the whole time. And I did the same thing. It was hard for me to narrow down to 3 because I really wanted to stick Elizabeth in there somewhere. I love her voice, so that's...
Okay, guys, I'm sorry, but that's all the time we have. Join us next time, April 5th, and it's the judges' pick. Thank you, guys.
okay.